of sky predators that would happily swoop down and scoop up a old skinny cat. Who is not currently in the cat tree and is not about to get into a fight. Fantastic.
I was wondering why you were looking at the ceiling. Okay, I think we should start the show.
Yep, me too. Let's go to this scene. Let's hit description. Start. All right, we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 151 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is Monday, June 3rd, 2019. It's just about 6:25 p.m. Airy Peak local time. Thank you all very much for joining us. Sal, what do we got going on this episode?
In this episode, we have raiding in Classic WoW, your converted shoutouts, Turarts and Esh with the guild haps, and the OG CTR raid team, iToons, is here.
That's right, everybody. I am Barfolomew the Paladin, and you heard her right. Joining us this evening is Anisha here with iToons. Anisha, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Joining us also, as always, is Turarts the Hunter. Turarts, what have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
I have been leveling my Quilteran. I have been leveling my Quilteran druid that I have, and it has been going great. She's up to 61.
It's important that the world knows that you wrote Quilteran, not Kiltaran, and still said it wrong. It's in the show notes to remind you.
I did.
How's your Kiltaran going to be?
And I have my Quiltaran. It's going to be 62 soon. I actually did the last 10 levels through herbs and mining because I wanted to get it caught up. So I wasn't like so far. Not that it matters anymore because I know they changed the system. But it's just like the completionist in me. So I did the last 10 levels by just herbing and mining. And yeah, that was pretty actually exciting, like swooping down, because you can do that now as a druid. You can't do that as a hunter. But as a druid, you can stay in your little caca form and just go herb.
How's it go?
Caca. Herb. But that's what I do. That's what I did. So now I'm actually going to go to Northrend because I've decided that trying to like level Outlands, and I just decided to go to Northrend and we'll get herbs there. Which if you're wanting to make money, that lower cell level stuff still sells like crazy. Like
Why?
I have no idea. Like someone spot Goldthorn, it was like 12 Goldthorn that I had that I threw up on there. It was 1,300 and they bought it. And I was like,
Whoa.
Dang, if you guys want like here you go. Go take it.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah. There was none up there at the time, so I just picked a price. So I put them up for like 150 each or something. I'm like, yeah, let's see. Yeah, someone bought it for that much. It was
I
crazy.
understand that back when it used to be that you had to level through Goldthorn and
Yeah.
Silverbrush
For
and
potions and
Bumble
stuff,
Snatch and
yeah.
whatever the other flowers were back in vanilla, but I mean, you don't have to do that anymore.
I have no idea why. I don't know. Can you still? No, you didn't even need it for that. I don't know. But people are still buying it, and I'm like, are the Twinks? Like, are they?
Probably.
Maybe. What do you
Because
make,
I know
what do you make
as
sprint potions with?
iTunes, we used a lot of those older potions, so we had to level up the older way. So it could be Twinks.
So that's the only thing I could think of, or some like just starting WoW doesn't quite understand person like I was back in the day is like, oh, I need to level all this stuff to keep it going, and yeah.
Somebody who just started WoW and is confused about what to do isn't going to the auction house and mass buying herbs. They're going to the vendor and buying the white gear.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Yeah, or they're rolling a warrior on a PvP server because they figure a tank is easier than anything else when they're first learning how to do an MMO.
Poor
Yeah.
you people.
That would be me
Oh.
in 2007.
That's all right. I was a holy priest leveling in 1,000 Needles, so I get it.
Oh, ow.
Oof, ouch.
Hunter all the way. But yeah,
I've
so
never been
that's
anything but a shaman.
I love my hunter. She's my main, but I'm kind of liking this druid, and I don't know how I feel, but it's okay. It's fine. But that's what I've been doing is leveling her. And then the next couple weeks are really crazy for me because Bottle Spark has its premiere night for this accelerator we're part of
Nice.
in a week, and so I have to dress like an adult. So that'll be
As
fine.
opposed to how you're dressed now.
Well, right now I'm fine. The bottom half is Slytherin pants, so not fine. But normally I go from work uniform because we have like just tops and whatever to like shorts and a tank top because it's summer. So now I have to wear like heels.
I mean, you look quite put together from
I
the
do.
waist up.
Oh yeah, that's the greatest thing about streaming and podcasting is waist up. You have to put in effort, but down below, no one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows. That's why you don't stand up.
Yeah.
I've
True
definitely
facts.
made that mistake before.
But yeah, so that's my next couple weeks. It's gonna be crazy busy, lots of travel, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be here though, talking about things. Barf has a smile like he knows something.
Nothing. Chat happened and I chuckled.
Chat happened. Chat. But that's been my stuff. Chat room, get us your shout outs. Get them on the Twitter sphere. Get them here. Get them doing things. Chat, get us the shout outs while we watch Sal have this epic face.
Oh my gosh, my friend Vic Miller is in the chat room. He's called Black and Angry. I don't even know how he found his way here tonight. I don't even think he plays video games anymore. But
He's got a Twitch
Mr.
account. What kind of non-video game player has a Twitch account?
Wow. Okay. So Vic Miller and I, along with friend Bob Mackey, did a did a podcast together for Westworld, and that was pretty awesome. We did, yeah, and he and I also did Game of Thrones, not this past season, but the last season, and that was Pariah Cast is what it was called. Frasley, thank you very much, because Pariah was my favorite Westworld city for sure. And if anyone knows what Pariah is, you know what I'm talking about. So, hey Vic, how's it going? I'm really happy. I'm to see that. Turarts, did you have something to say about shout outs, or you already said it?
I
Sorry,
said it. Nope, it's okay. You're good.
I haven't. He says long time no see, Sal, and I'm like, yeah, I know. It's been like 6 months since I've heard your name at all. Welcome. I'm very excited to have you. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna tell Bob you were here. So, for me in Warcraft, I've gone back to doing islands. Island expeditions. It's weird. I don't know why. I just I find myself with about 15 minutes to play. I sit down and go, okay, what am I gonna do? Well, if I only got 15 or 20 minutes to play, I can't do a dungeon. You know, I can't do this. So I'm like, I can do an island expedition. So I go in. I don't get any of the rare pets or mounts or whatever you can get from there. But I still have a good time because I get to kill things. Killing things is the most important. The most important thing in video games. That's why I like Diablo so much. In other news, I discovered that Dwayne Reed or Walgreens now has Birchbox. You can go in and pick your own Birchbox items. So I got to pick like 5 things and put them in a box, and now I'm like, through this podcast, I'm going to put on a little bit of makeup.
Is this a makeup product?
It is a subscription. We are not at all sponsored by anyone.
I have BoxyCharm and love it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You have what?
BoxyCharm.
I don't know what that is.
I'll do it unboxing the next one I get on stream.
Oh, unboxing is the word you said.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I went to the drugstore and was able to choose like 5 things, like makeup and stuff. And I'm like, oh, look. So I'm gonna while we do our show, I'm gonna put some lip gloss on. I'll put some blush on, and I'll be from Birchbox.
Never. Never. I don't own makeup.
Makeup is fun. And the YouTube beauty community is so
Frightening.
drama-tastic right now. And all I
Frightening.
can do is watch it and just like eat the popcorn. But I really want to know is how Mr. Barf is doing.
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a busy couple of weeks, man, especially this weekend. We washed all the windows in the house, and we washed both cars, and then it immediately rained. So we got that going for us, first of all. We won on that one. I got back into the streaming game finally.
Oh my gosh.
Other than doing this show, I hadn't done anything since the end of April. Just because it's been busy with the move and getting everything settled and moving the computers and doing all that jazz. So I just haven't had the time or honestly the energy to do a show. But we finally got back into it on this past Tuesday and this past Thursday. I was playing a little bit of Yoshi's Crafted World, which isn't a difficult game, but my God, it's the cutest game that's ever been made, easily. And then yesterday, in the morning, Silver and I sat down and played a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Are we familiar with Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes? For those who haven't heard of it, it's a game where you defuse bombs. Picture like a secret agent, and he's on the phone, and he's like, I don't know, man, it's got like 6 wires and 2 batteries. What do I do? And then the guy's like, hang on, I'll figure it out, and you have to cut the blue wire. That kind of thing. That's the game. So whoever is defusing the bomb, they have it in front of them, and there's wires on it, and batteries, and buttons, and things, little puzzles. And then the other person we printed out, actually, 23 pages of a bomb defusal manual. And the other person's like flipping through it like, okay, I found the section about wires. Okay, how many wires are there? What color are they? What do they look like? And she like, you got to run through it and everything. And the same thing with like the buttons, like how many buttons are there? And what do they say on them? And how many batteries? And is there lights on it? Like you go through it. And you only have a few minutes to disarm it, and the puzzles get harder and harder as you go. We played that for a couple hours, and man, that was a good time. That was a lot of fun, man.
Barf, I played that after work, at work. One time we were all in like in a conference room or something. This is a couple years ago, and we were playing this, and you have to like tell people like what to do, and we didn't play because it would come on your phone, and so we would have all these people, and like my phone would buzz and be like, not the green wires, no, don't cut any green wires, and then someone else would be like every other wire or whatever. So it was like it was a group game where you can 6 or 8 or 12 people, but it was called that. It was the same game. But
it sounds more like Space Team the way you describe it.
It was Keep Talking or No One Explodes or something like that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but maybe a different. Barf has just left his chair. Yes,
we printed out and then bindered up the bomb defusal manual.
Printed it out. I'm telling. The thing that I played was on the internet, and there was no paper involved. We all had. It reminds me of like the Jackbox games where everyone has their own like device, like mobile device, and what happened was it would be like one person. You're trying to figure out what's going to go on, and like one person is in charge of like either cutting the wires or doing whatever, but someone else would be like, oh, no greens at all, and another person goes, it's only going to be an even number or something like that. And but it was all like on our mobile devices. So I honestly, after a few rounds of this, I put down my phone and said, guys, there's not enough Xanax in the world for me to enjoy this game. You have fun. I'm going to have a beer and get out.
I don't know, man. It sounds like you need better communication skills with the people who you talk to. Someone in there has their communication skills kind of like in need of improvement, if you know what I'm saying.
Obviously, it was mine. Obviously, it was me that my phone buzzed. I'm like, yellow, it's gonna be yellow. Yeah. So that was a stressful situation, and it had nothing to do with paper. There's nothing printed out. It was all on mobile devices.
I mean, everyone knows that the guy on the phone has like the big book of codes. This isn't a secret. You've seen spy thrillers.
That's how every spy thriller works, so that's real life.
Yeah.
Going back to war
I
games,
played it,
even.
and we disarmed the bot. There's not a terrorist around who can get one over on me in silver. I'm just saying. We walked away from every bomb we found, is all I'm saying. That was what I was into this week. And the other thing is I started playing Diablo on Switch again. And in the middle of my game, I'm looking for Kanai's cube, and our friend Euro just like appeared in my game. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I had this open to friends. Cool, Euro's here on his level 1,000,000 wizard who has fire raining from the sky. And he's like, you looking for Kanai's? Come with me. Blows everything up, and we just sort of walk into the place and get the thing. So that was fun. Did that too. What I want to hear about, though, the thing I'm excited about, Sal, are you oh, she held up a finger with red things on it. I thought she sliced her finger open. She's applying Rogue to her cheeks.
It's called Rouge.
It's Rouge. Yeah,
Rouge?
Rogues, pickpockets, Rouge goes on your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me for getting it wrong. Like I say, I'm not really a makeup person. Tonight, we've got a very special person representing a very special raid team. Please welcome everybody in the chat room and out there in internet land, Anisha from iToons.
Well, hello, and thank you for having me on here again.
Absolutely happy to have you. We're really excited to talk about iToons and classic rating and WoW Classic and all that jazz. Looking forward to it.
So let's just put this out there right now. iToons is recruiting for Classic WoW. Come to us for all of your Classic WoW love. We would love to have everybody, all the people. We want them all.
It's been you've been on the show before, but it's been like 2 years. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. We actually, over the winter, I was contracted for an assignment that had me on the wrong side of the country from my gaming computer for several months. So, and hotel Wi-Fi doesn't work. It just doesn't work. No. So we sadly ended up being defeated completely by the attendance boss, but we're still a presence. We have our Discord channel. I've been interacting, and we're looking forward now to Classic WoW, and hoping to get some more people to come back so we can roll with Classic. So come to us for all of our needs. No, you cannot play a dwarf shaman because dwarves didn't have shamans in Classic.
Did it not?
Nope.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit before we went live. I don't know what to do with my life because I play a paladin and I play a shaman. So in Classic, I'm kind of limited as to option.
Yep. Or, well, you could roll them both. You just can't put both of them on the same PvP server.
That's true.
Well, before we get into more about iToons, let's talk about you a little bit. You know, where you live, what you do, stuff like that.
So I live currently just outside of Seattle. The 4.5 months that I spent on the other side of the country were spent in Atlantic City. It was quite it was quite a difference.
I mean, that's where Barf lives. So
Yeah, it's like right down the street from me.
Yay.
Sorry, I was there for 4.5 months. I'm currently with someone known as the Trek Nerd, who does a podcast called This Week in Trek every week. So shout out to This Week in Trek. I was one of their hosts for their Discovery edition of This Week in Trek during all of the second season, which just sadly ended way too soon.
Mm.
So there's another shout out for the Trek Nerd and This Week in Trek and Starman Mike. I am a credentialing specialist, and you guys are all going to go, huh? I do in-depth background checks on medical providers like physicians. I'm actually currently in the process of looking at another assignment that's going to have me doing 100% remote work, should it work out, which is fantastic. I can throw away my dress clothes.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
That's interesting because I do on digital credentialing myself on blockchain.
Okay, then.
So we should talk.
We should. What I've been doing lately in WoW is getting back acclimated to playing again since I was out. I threw my name back up on the greeter schedule starting next week. I did notice that my name was still listed as being on a hiatus, and it was just a matter of reminding myself what it was like to be on this side of the country and working on getting my stuff, getting my collectiveness back together after being living out of a suitcase for so long. I've been leveling a Dark Iron Paladin, which I've really am enjoying. I'd forgotten how fun it was to level a Paladin.
Nice.
And I'm trying to finish up doing the quests in the certain areas so I can get all of that. You know, you finished all of the quests in this area and have this achievement, so I can get that. And I'm shooting at the 100 exalted reputations. So Darkman Fair is my friend. I believe it's 100 exalted gets you that shiny mount.
Wow.
So I am not there yet, but that means that like every time there's a time walking come up, I collect as many of the tokens of one faction as I can or one reputation as I can, and then I wait till Darkman Fair is live, and then I go, okay, I'll just sit here and click on all of these and get the maximum amount of reputation I can. So I just got the Shatari done today.
Get that Wii buff.
Yep, use the Wii buff. And then it's just a matter of finding which of my 49 tunes is the highest rep for whatever it is I'm looking for.
Did you say 49?
My name is Tracy, and I've got this problem. I have all these alts. It's like every time there's a new class that comes out, I'm like, okay, who am I going to delete so that I can roll a new tune? But I have all of the associated races represented. I just haven't leveled them all yet. I couldn't run a Kultiran Druid. I could not do it. I pulled one up, I rolled it, I looked at her, I said, I do not like the way they look. It didn't work for me. So I rolled a Kultiran Monk instead.
Okay, it was the Druid forms that you weren't into, not the Druid, not the Kultiran.
No, not the Kultirans themselves. It was to me, the Druids are all about life, and all I see when I look at them is skulls. I don't play undead either. I can't handle it.
Because undead is unnatural and terrible, right?
Exactly. And undead druids, that's just wrong.
You got to be in the right mindset for undead. Because like when I'm on my alliance characters, you know, it's just, oh yeah, that's Sylvana, she's a monster. Did you see the way she burnt down that city last year? It was awful. Then when I'm on my like Forsaken Holy Priest, I don't know, man, there's something about it. I'm all about it. Like, oh yeah, we'll commit 4 genocides. What do I care? Let's eat everybody. Let's go. Like you get into the mindset, and you're like, okay, I'm just a monster. I'm just gonna straight monster it up. It'll be fine.
I said that for the benefit of one Mr. Granagus, who is in the chat room now, and who worships the Dark Lady and has played Forsaken forever. Welcome, Granagus.
Winchester, I am leveling my Paladin Prot. I actually, the first time I ever tried a Prot Paladin was during the initial run of iToons, and I never looked back. Prot Paladins are amazingly fun to play.
Yeah, they're a fantastic leveling spec for sure.
Oh yeah. So they survive everything, and you pretty much go, I tag everything I can see.
Yep. And
then I kill it. For 20 minutes. It takes me to kill them, but I don't die either.
Now we've talked about iToons on this show before, definitely. But this is a team that's been around so long and has such a rich history within our community. And I understand that you're on hiatus right now, but that makes total sense. Like, we're talking about a team that's been along longer than the guild has been along.
Yes.
Around.
Our very first iToons raid was April 1st, 2012. And we rolled into Molten Core with 40 people and people sitting out because we had too many people for the raid.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. So it's our numbers did go down, but yeah, we've been around for a while.
Something tells me that there might be something coming up in the future that could boost your numbers.
We're looking at Classic. We are looking hard at Classic and going, this is Classic is like made for us. So many of the people who've come through iToons have been, hey guys, we've heard about this other, we don't really acknowledge classic server that's going on stuff. But now that it's actually a Blizzard presented option, we have people that are coming back going, pick me, we want to do this. So we're really hoping that we're going to get some numbers back, and we're going to roll in. Our plan is actually not to look at rating at first. With classic, the leveling can be such a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to do. Is we're a community. We are the community within the community, and that's what we want to do. Is we want people to come together to roll their characters, to level them together. Do dungeon runs, and then if we get the numbers to do rating, that's just icing on the cake.
So you've rated, these classic dungeons, and then going on through the expansions,
Yep.
going through BC and going through in Northrend. You've done all these
My
things.
favorite.
Yeah. Did you get as far as Cataclysm and Pandaria?
We got into Pandaria. I think it's the farthest we've gotten as a team.
Okay.
And we've rebooted several times too. So
Yes.
the original iTunes started with the original CTR guys, Aethric, those four: Aethric, Coltrane, Pat, Zug, and Solar Flare.
Mm-hmm.
They started the original iTeams group. They created a guild. They had been playing all Horde teams on a PV, not on an RP server. So they were like, let's go exactly the opposite. They've created an alliance guild on a PvP server. Oh, yay. Actually, one of our first raids, because we were advertised and they did talk about us in their podcast, somebody on Korgath was the realm that we were on, created a character called iToons Killer. And there was a couple of weeks, if not more, that he hung out at the entrance to Molten Core to kill us as we arrived to raid. So thank you, iToons Killer. We remember you still.
Wow.
But we'd go for a while and we'd have good attendance, and then people would start dropping off. We're really solid through Lich King as a rule. ICC seems to be like the big one. So we would get through that, and then people would start dropping off. Cataclysm was apparently not really popular. Can't imagine why. So that's so we'd reboot. We'd go, okay, we're people are getting stale. We're gonna start over again. One of the times we started over as, we just lost somebody. We started over as Horde on an RP server, and we actually started that as an April Fool's joke. The officers got together and were like, let's just scare everybody, say that we're going to do this. We're going to re-roll iTunes on an RP server. We're going to do it on Moonguard. Moonguard as Horde, just to hear everybody go, no, anything but that. And the response we got instead was, oh, that's awesome. Let's do that.
Uh-oh.
So we rolled Horde for a while, and we did the same thing. We actually did get into Burning Crusades, but we didn't get all the way to Lich King, to ICC and Northrend with that particular group. And then we re-rolled again when we came into CTR as a raid team. We're like, okay, let's just go here instead. We're going to come into Airy Peak. We're going to be in the CTR Guild, and we're going to be in a raid team within that. And we for that one, we managed to go through into Cataclysm before we started having the attendance issues.
Now, you have played you fought these raid bosses.
Yeah.
At level.
Yep.
Okay, so you're doing Molten Core at 60.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yep.
doing Illidan at 70.
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't been able to really play at level.
No,
you haven't been able to really do it with the spells and the specs the right way. And
so that's going to be different for me. I started playing WoW in Burning Crusades, so I've never experienced true classic raiding yet. I did a little bit, very little bit, as a newbie raider. when I first started playing before I realized I was way out of my league. Um, but so this is gonna be exciting. One of the things we've run into is when we first were running iToons, the raids, the leveling and everything worked okay. We had to have some special stuff, but not a whole lot. And then when Blizzard started doing stat squishes and making stuff easier for people to solo, it was funny. Like sometimes we'd go into Molten Core after they'd do one of their "we're gonna fix things," and some bosses would be super super easy, and other bosses would one shot us. The balance just wasn't there right because we were going in at level.
Right.
And then when they took all of the older gear, your sets, and made all of the extra abilities no longer valid, you just collect it because it's pretty, that also then affected our ability to do the things in the raids. So going back to classic, I think it's going to be a better feel, and it's going to have that true feel of what it was like.
I think it's going to be a lot harder.
Oh yeah, it's totally going to be a lot harder. And I remember when I first started, we still had talent trees. I rolled a prop warrior, but just because I kind of went down that side. My dad, who started playing right after I did, was rolling a Shakaden. He really liked having the ability to heal as well as the ability to do damage. But you could do that just by how you put your points on your trees. And I remember doing that and researching it and thinking about it. So it's gonna be back to that kind of setting up your class. Oh, paying for training. That's a thing.
Yes. Yes.
Paying for
Downranking your
mounts.
spells.
Yeah. Well, that's right. And training, training up your skills. How many times can you hit this rabbit one-handed to level up your one-handed skill on your one-handed sword or your one-handed mace, or
Oh, my holy priest had the knuckle sandwich achievement when achievements
Yep.
rolled around. Yeah,
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep, I've got that on my warrior.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in today's WoW, and as well as like when Classic WoW releases, they're going to be very different from how it was back in the day because the knowledge base is there now. One of the big things way back when was that we were all kind of in this together, lost in the mist, trying to figure out what was going on in the world. So I guess my question is, how do you expect that the resources that we have available to us now are going to affect kind of the way that your team plays? Do you expect to be very like, okay, guys, we're getting ready to raid, or we're getting ready to do one of the harder, like level 60 dungeons, not even necessarily raids? Is it going to be, do you expect that your people are going to be very min-maxy, checking out the WoW heads and everything? Because, I mean, really, we had Alakazam and Thoughtbot, and we were happy that we got bad information 3/4 of the time.
Thoughtbot. I remember Thoughtbot.
Remember that?
Yeah.
How do you expect the atmosphere of the team is going to change or be influenced by what is guaranteed to be just a wealth of resources that are going to be around now?
To be honest, just based on the little bit that I've started seeing, the people who are coming to iToons, that are our core group, about half of them have been playing since alpha, and they're like so excited to go back, and they're so they've got that knowledge base already, and they much prefer that feel. For the rest of us, I think it's just going to be a matter of, oh well, now I know how to do some of this. So I think there's going to be less need to go tagging out to the resources. It's going to be more about, oh, that's right, this is a lot harder to get to level 2. It's going to be there's going to be more of that, and economics. That's going to be there's just going to be a learning curve, I think. Like I said, about half of our people are very familiar with how it's going to go, and they'll probably be leading the rest of us around by the hand.
Well, and even speaking of economics, when the servers launch, everyone will be poor. Everyone will be level 1 and poor. So like things that you would think would be available from the auction house just simply won't be for sale. Things that are for sale are going to cost exorbitant amount of money, and then no one's going to buy them because no one has any money.
Right.
Like it's just going to be things are going to be so strange starting out.
Yeah. I was just thinking too, and right now one of our quick resources is, I need a little bit of money. I'll buy a WoW token. That's no,
No.
you're not. You're not buying a WoW token.
Nope.
Not happening.
Do your players do that sort of thing, like take advantage of modern systems to help support? Because I remember
do.
the last time that I think we talked about this sort of thing, I remember there was a conversation about, we go into the level 60 raid, we're bringing level 60 enchantments and level 60 potions. Man, we ain't no cheaters up in this team. So where's that?
Absolutely. It'll be the same. What's available for that? And my understanding from how Classic is going to roll out is that it's going to roll out that way, where you're not going to have access to Burning Crusades materials and enchantments and equipment right away. It's going to be literally, you only can go to 60 and you can only have access to this stuff.
Sure. But now you don't have the support network of that level 120.
Nope.
You're like, you know what? I know I need that level 60. But I know I need that level 60 enchant, but man, I have a level 120 that can just go and grind those materials real easy, because those raids are easy on my main.
Yeah, well, and there was definitely, I mean, we did do that kind of a shortcut. It's like, okay, so we can't go in there with any of this higher level stuff, but that doesn't mean that we can't get the higher level stuff from our higher level character. Well, at least once we moved over to Airy Peak. When we originally started, we didn't have access to that because we did level all of us on Korgath from the beginning as level 1 characters.
Okay.
I don't think anybody had anything higher on Korgath. There was a new server for all of us.
They said they were starting in 1.12, right? Does that sound accurate?
I don't recall. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of research because I've been, looking for this new position that's going to keep me from not having to go all over the country. But if Chromatica can throw an answer to that, Chromatica says 1.12.
We're seeing 1.12s in chat. Do we have any idea where that lands in relation to like big events, like the opening of AQ and I believe, I can't remember exactly right. I was very, very low level at the time, but there was a Burning Crusade launch event that happened before Burning Crusade came out. I don't super duper remember what the details of that event were, but where does 112 land related to those events? Have we lost our guest? Sal, you are big-faced right now.
I am big-faced.
Nope. Okay. What? Hey, we're back.
There you are.
I didn't do it. I didn't touch anything. My hands have been on my lap the entire time.
Oh, Discord's gonna Discord.
Oh, that's the lie I used to tell people on the school bus all the time.
My hands have been in my lap this whole time.
Yep.
And we've also been Turarts list for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the chat. I haven't seen anything yet.
She usually gets on her phone and would say something. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, my friend Black and Angry messaged me. Did you really not know I played WoW like forever? Yes, Vic, I knew you played WoW. I was joking. He sent me a nude is what happened. That's not true.
Like a bowl of ramen, right?
Right. No, he sent me what looks like a shaman called Big Papa Shock. Yeah, it's a shaman. Oh my lord. He sent me a screenshot of different characters he has. A shaman called Big Papa Shock. A priest called Sirius Black with a Q. A warrior called Black Wolf.
I feel like the Worgen should have been Sirius Black. Amateur hour over here. Amateur hour. Get your Harry Potter references on point.
Oh, because he's a werewolf. There we go.
Actually, wouldn't that have been Remus?
Yeah,
yes.
Actually, even one better. Look at me failing, falling down on the job. It's been a minute since I've read those books. I'm sorry. I get to make the excuses now.
I'm glad you said something. Because I was like, yeah.
No.
That's right, Casey. You're totally right, man.
Yeah, no.
And she's like, no, isn't that Remus?
Yeah, no, Remus Lupin.
Yeah, Remus.
Lupin. Yes. Which
Yeah.
makes sense.
So chat room saying, Grand Nagus, thank you. The pre-TBC was a demon invasion thing at the Dark Portal, which makes sense. And yeah, we did kind of do the same thing at Draenor. The one I remember was when we went to, actually all of the ones after that, because I came in Burden Crusade, so I was participating in all of those pre-releases from then on. And pre-releases are actually really fun.
Oh, I loved the Wrath one. Turning
Yeah.
everybody into zombies. I was the guy who
Yep.
was like, we're infected, let's go do it. They're all unquelled and us, let's go eat some people. That was me, 100%. Of course, I'm mean. I'm a troll. So that's what it is.
Yeah, were you one of the people that did that whole blood invasion thing? That's actually written up.
It's so good. No. The Hakar one? No.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that. That predates me. I didn't start playing until the South Park episode hit. What I was going to ask was about 112. Do we have any idea where that lands in relation to like AQ?
I do not. If anybody else has any, he says that there's Chromatica saying that there's plans to possibly redo the blood infection thing.
God, I hope so.
That would be awesome.
Are you guys planning on working on AQ? Do you have a Scarab Lord amongst you?
I don't know. We will do AQ if we get the numbers. I actually really have enjoyed every time we've done AQ as part of the iTunes leveling. It's just gone back and forth, like I said, between really easy or stupid hard. So it'll be nice to have level bosses where it makes sense. They're either going to be really hard or or we're going to be able to figure this out. I like the challenge of figuring that out, and we will do AQ if we have the numbers. So
Nagus is saying that when it hits, it's going to have all of the raids in it, including Nax 40, which is fine. But I was a little bit more focused on the actual process of, because the dungeon was locked originally, and you had to open it. So I assume all that stuff is going to be in there until the server unlocks it. And then Frasley reminded us that it won't be the true vanilla WoW experience because the servers will probably be stable and it won't be a slideshow and the boat probably won't accidentally end up in Stone Talon Mountains for reasons yet unexplained.
You mean you won't have that one place in Stormwind where you can walk through the wall and fall through the earth?
I saw a video recently that suggests that maybe that hole in the wall still exists.
Ooh. Because you could find this one place, you could hop through the wall, fall through the earth, walk a couple of feet, and end up in Darnassus.
Yeah. Silver's got screenshots on her machine of she broke the world accidentally somehow. She was wandering around in a Arathi, and Kalimdor was superimposed 30 feet up. So she'd look up and she would see Centaur walking around. Mm-hmm. In the sky because she was under the Barrens and under Orgrimmar, but she was standing in Arathi. It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
those server instability moments, man. They should replicate those. They should just emulate server crashing. How great would that be? It'll be like Eternal Darkness all over again, where it's like, yeah, man, the game's just broken right now. Sorry, brother. You just got to figure it out, Jack.
Yeah, they kind of did a little bit of that with the stress test. It was like, oh yeah, the stress test, or you're logging in. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and I'm worried that there are a lot of people who don't understand the function of a stress test.
Yeah. I tried for the entire 2 hours, and it was actually, there was 5 of us that were in our Discord channel in iTunes, and we were all trying. We were all in the beta stress test, and we're trying to log in and be like, oh, look at this! I've got a character creation screen, and somebody else would be like, I don't. I just keep on getting kicked. And you get to the character creation screen, and it's like, accept it. I finally got in 10 minutes after the stress test ended. There was the stress test they just had this last week on Wednesday. I forgot about that, and then I tried to get in 20 minutes after it was over, and it was a 45-minute wait time.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So that's that could be a thing. Depending on how many servers and how popular they are at the beginning, we could see server queues.
Good.
We see server queues sometimes.
Replicate
we see them anyway.
That old school experience.
We see them with new expansions sometimes too. Like the first day of an expansion.
Sure.
A lot of times there's a queue.
I'm gonna buy stock in Mountain Dew and Cheetos because I know what way the world's spinning. I know what way the wind is blowing. I can tell. I can smell it in the air.
I will have my tea.
I mean, tea is fine too, I guess, if you're a healthy adult with responsibilities. But
so where were the questions? There were people had questions of iToons.
Oh, that's right.
Braisley, where did you go?
So Turarts had put a few things on here. So I will go ahead and ask those.
Okay.
So Frasley says, what is the best thing that happened to you since you started the team?
I'm not sure if it's the best, but it's probably the biggest impact. Is I went from being, one of these people who came along just because, hey, this sounds like something cool, and I never got to experience this stuff, to, what do you mean I'm in charge? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Wait, what do you mean I'm in
how did
charge?
that
One
happen?
of the most commonly asked questions amongst the leadership of Convert to Raid, raid leaders and otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, so that was probably the biggest impact, is suddenly becoming a raid leader. I hadn't done that before, and I was actually the one leading the raids by the time we got to ICC.
Moderator Owl says.
It just says all access
all
pass.
Access pass 2019 Frasley.
Oh, it's because he's a moderator and he has an owl and he has other things. I don't know what it means. It's a Frasley question.
MG. Frasley asks, what is the best resource you use in your classic rating?
Your alts, high level alts, to get all the things that you need, so you can stay within the parameters of, if we're in Burning Crusades, we're only using Burning Crusade mats and Burning Crusade enchants, and that's okay because I've got an enchanter with a bank full of stuff, and I've got an inscription. Well, no, we didn't have inscription in Burning Crusades. I've got an alchemist with the flowers. So the resources were really pretty much your alts. And my personal best resource for a long time was Chromatica. He is my right hand man, and I keep on trying to push him up and say take over, and he's like, no, not me.
Chromatica is in the chat room tonight, everyone. So we'll get him on next time and ask him all. We'll grill him hard.
Yeah. Grill him.
Draven Dresden asks, what's the one piece of advice you'd give someone that's never experienced quote unquote classic?
Patience. Have patience. It's not going to be, if you've only been playing like the last couple of expansions, even the little bit I got doing the stress test, it's patience. It's going to take you longer. It's going to be longer to get your gold. It's going to be more expensive. Just accept the fact that it's a different playing style.
Little patience. Yeah. Okay, Alice Sanders. This wasn't really a question. Alice Sanders said you should read the quests.
Read the quests, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and you'll have to, because they don't automatically all pop up. It's one line at a time that comes out before you even have the option to go, yes, I want it.
I remember that being a setting you could change. So is that something they added after the fact?
Oh,
that is a setting.
No, you should.
My friend Kevin was complaining about. He says it takes so long to go, but there's actually a setting in Classic, so you're not like cheating. This is actually part of the Classic WoW experience. That could be like an instant thing to have the entire thing pop up.
Winchester just asked if iToons is going to do a gnome only team. Well, I guess gnomes can cover all the specs, but currently our poll in they can. What did they miss? They've got healers, don't they?
Gnomes were only recently brought into the healing role. Only recently.
Okay, so no, can't have that. Also, currently our poll in the iTunes Discord is going 8-5 in favor of Horde.
So the Nagus might get his wish. He wants that Forsaken team.
Come and vote.
Have Forsaken always been able to be priests?
Since
Even
vanilla,
classic?
at least, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since vanilla, at least?
No. I mean, like, I don't know when in vanilla they got priests. I assume it was the beginning, but yeah, they could.
Right.
I'm not running an undead.
Oh, they're the best.
I'm not running an undead.
The melee attack animations on the female undead are bananas.
You go through all of the stuff you do to pick up your fine-looking clothing and everything, and you pick up this perfectly good cloak and you throw it on any other race, and it's a solid piece of material. You throw it on an undead, and you're looking at a backbone.
Well, yeah, you
Seriously,
find
no.
it. The corpse had it. They don't need it anymore. I need it. You tear a hole in the back of it, or you like open the knees a little, or the elbows, or whatever. You know what? The knees don't always count if you're wearing a dress, which I always did as a priest, because come on, look at me. And then you put the dress on. It pops out in the shoulders a little bit, or in the elbows rather. The shoulders too. You got to cover them with shoulder pads. But other than that, you're fine. You're fine.
Yep.
You put your greasy hair inside of your helmet, and you're good.
I actually did roll Forsaken. My son, at one point, our family did have 3 generations playing all at once. My 70-year-old father, myself, and my son. We played a team together. And he was the one that talked me into running a Forsaken just so I could see the storyline, because I'd seen the Gilnean storyline, so I wanted to see it from the other side. So I leveled an undead.
If you roll a Gilnean, you can't see the end of that unless you roll a Forsaken, or at least run low-level Horde in that area.
Yeah.
They hide it from you.
That is true.
Yeah. So I have run undead. It's not like I've just looked at them and gone, no. Like, I mean, I did that with the Culturans. I rolled a Culturan, I looked at it and said, I can't do that, and deleted her. Okay. But I leveled an actual Forsaken.
You know that Turarts escaped from this planet several minutes ago.
Her home planet needed her.
So I'm going to ask you not the normal Turarts difficult question. I'm going to go ahead and ask you something more specific.
Okay.
More specific. I'd like you to tell us 3 funny things about your guildie and team member Chromatica.
Oh, 3 funny things about Chromatica?
Yes.
He's Horde all the way, and every time he has to roll Alliance, he fusses. He is good luck in trying to get him on the podcast, because he will avoid that like the plague. And one other thing funny about he loves cats. I mean, really loves cats, but he's allergic to them. So he can't have a cat, but he loves cats.
Aww. That's okay, because cats are evil.
And he's my main resource for all things lore. He is a lore guru, and like I said, he's actually the person in iToons who has played since, I believe he said alpha once, so before beta, all the way back in the very beginning.
Yeah, how do you know if someone's played since vanilla?
He has the statue. They sent him one of those statues.
That joke's not going to work anymore in a couple of weeks.
Why? Vanilla beta, he says. Vanilla beta.
Vanilla beta. You know the answer to the punchline to that joke. Barf does.
Yeah, so the joke is always that how do you know someone's played in vanilla? Because they'll tell you. I'm a little upset because every time someone asks me how long I've played and I say, oh, about since like vanilla, and they go, oh, well, look, how long does it take? I'm like, you asked me, man. That don't count. It's true, though. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll totally tell you.
Just wait a minute. They'll tell you. Don't worry. You'll know. It's the same joke. Go ahead.
When did Burning Crusades come out? Because I started playing during Burning Crusades, so...
Like 06? 07? 06? Something like that?
Okay. Just Google that for you.
Because
I got a box upstairs for it.
Lich King came out in December of 2008, and I'd already been playing for over a year. And then after that, they came out like every 2 years.
Sounds like probably 06-ish then.
Yeah.
Oh, Bear Kitty is saying 07.
January 16th, 2007.
Okay, so I came in actually
January,
fairly
alright.
early in Burning Crusades because I started playing in like August. of 07.
January is basically December. They're the same time. 06 is close enough.
I was born in December, and I have to say no. January and December, not the same.
Not the same. Not the same. Not
No.
the same.
No.
Barf is trying to get rid of his dog right now. But he just put baby in the corner.
He likes
There
it
you
up on
go.
the couch. He needs encouragement to go up there because if you keep petting him, he'll stay next to you.
All right, Barf, bring it on home.
Sorry, I got up literally as you asked me to do a thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you
was
for
so
having
much
me.
fun. I had a great time. I would like to know, for the benefit of all of our listeners out on the internet, whereabouts might we find you and your team?
I have a Twitter account at Anisha Cavell. So that's ANISHAKAVEL. That is actually the name of my very first WoW tune, and it's still as far as I know, the only Anisha Cavell in the WoW Armory.
And how about iTunes? How can we track the team down?
We have a Discord. I don't off the top of my head know what the address is of the Discord, but if Coma's on the ball, he will put that in chat. If not, you can actually do a shout out for me at Anisha in the Convert to Raid CTR's Discord. Tag me. You can find me on Discord at Anisha, and I can send you an invite to the iTunes Discord.
I'll say that in the Convert to Raid Discord, you're pretty easy to find.
Yeah. Anisha, and I think it lists me as Anisha Greeter and iTunes is all of my whole long name.
Yes, it does, and I appreciated that. I was like, is this the right Anisha? Yes, it is. Yeah.
I believe I am the only Anisha.
Chromatica
I'm sorry?
Chromatica did try to post a link in the chat, but joke's on you.
Oh, can't do
because
it.
only mods can do that. It's fine. We're gonna put your Twitter in the show notes that goes out with the podcast and the YouTube channel and the just the everything, but also you go to the CTR Discord and you're easy to find.
Very easy to find, and you can usually find me playing WoW too.
As one does.
As one does. Yeah, I'm playing WoW or maybe mindless gaming, but other than that, at least until I get a job.
Anisha, thank you so much for coming on again. This was just a joy.
Well, thank you for having me. Guys, come to iTunes. We have your classic. We will have your classic. You need to come to us and join the iTunes family because we love leveling and we will do it with you.
Before you leave, do you have any shout outs?
Go ahead, Bart. Yeah.
Yeah, my big shout out, I can't say thank you enough to Chromatica. He held things together when I had to go to New Jersey for a job. He's my resource for all things lore. He's the one that's going, let's do this classic. Let's do this classic. He's the one going, let's do Horde classic. Let's do Horde classic. If he does PvP though, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to cut him.
That's where you're going. You'll play for the bad guys, but you won't PvP.
No. Yeah, as a brand new WoW player being on a PvP server because I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, it was bad.
It's a community building moment. Somebody's out here killing me, so you bring 2 friends, and then they bring 3 friends, and then you bring 4 friends.
Well, that's true. On the flip side of that, the very first guild I was in, one of the moments that just kind of makes you go, "Oh my god, this is amazing." Pre-flying in Unguro Crater, the Horde had taken over. They were everywhere. It was like I said, it was on a PvP server, and so some guildies trying to level, and they're like, "Guys, can we come?" So we had like 30 people in the guild, all mounted on our land mounts. We go riding up over the hill to take it over. It was like one of those moments where you go, "This is so cool." So maybe we'll do that.
I'm telling you, man, this is a good time. We're going to go ahead and bring on Ash now so that we can get that raid report in. Thank you again so much for coming out. We hope to talk to you again real soon.
Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. While I'm working on that, just got a message from T a couple minutes ago. She says, internet's still out. That's good. Let's see here. How do I lost it. I lost the thing. Where's the thing? We're going to ring our friend. Perfect. Okay, and
Eshelon!
Ash, I'm going to go ahead and play your theme song.
It's time for tea!
Wow, I said theme song as I was pressing the button. The soundboard needs to step up its game. I don't know what the deal is with the soundboard. There's like a 74-year delay on the soundboard. Ash, how you doing?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm very, very sorry for disappointing everyone. I know everybody was looking forward to seeing Turarts and the guild haps, and all I have is this ugly mug and some raid progression. But hey, we can do it as soon as I find it.
I mean, you've only had an hour to pull this up.
I know it's it's a thing about switching windows and all these fancy things you have to do.
He's been too busy
but I'm ready to
painting
go.
figurines and petting cats to bother with the show.
There was a cat trying to reposition my camera a moment ago, so I did have to fend that off. That took a moment, and I had to do it nicely because I'm not allowed to be mean to the cats. You understand? So, but we do have a little bit of progression to go over, so let's hit it. Bacon and Kegs has defeated Mechatork on Heroic. Salad Senate, Fallen Knights, and Girls Gone Wild all took down Blockade, while Hump Day
Nice.
Heroes and Threat Level Midnight have gotten their AOTC, defeating Lady Jaina on Heroic difficulty. In the Crucible, we have Dark One's Own Luck and Resolve, both defeating the Restless Cabal. And Project Failsauce gets their AOTC, Unot Heroic. And in Mythic, the only thing I have is Facepull taking down Grong on Mythic difficulty. There you
Nice.
have it. Absolutely.
I love hearing so much progression. I talked to a few raid leaders this past week, and some of them were like, "Yo, we are still like in the thick of it. It's people are still trying to get those big kills." That is
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean there are a number of teams. I would say, I don't know, I'd say 2/3 of the teams raid 2/3 of the raid tier, and then there's a third of the teams that raid the whole thing, and they run till the end and get as much done as they can. The more paced, methodical type. There's a team for everybody in CTR. I believe that with my whole heart. Every kind of personality, every kind of time slot, every kind of everything. There's a raid team for everybody. So, but a lot of teams are still at it.
We have any idea when the next tier comes out? Have they announced that yet? I haven't. I apologize. I haven't been super paying attention to the WoW news the last few weeks.
The last I heard was late this month, early next month, late June, early July, but an exact date I have not heard. An exact
Well, the patch will drop first, and then a few weeks later, the raid will come out. But people have been testing out of the PTR, and everyone says the same thing. Barf, there's something really important I need you to know. Everyone says the same thing.
I'm listening.
That the water boss sucks because all water levels are the worst.
Who said that?
Literally everybody.
I don't know. That don't sound like no video game I never played. I don't know.
Here's the joke, everyone, that Barf likes water levels.
Yeah, and so does
and,
Fraz, and everything that Barf and Fraz are both all in on has to be something
No,
delightful and
let's not
family friendly
pretend
and
like
ready for the party.
There's nothing. Let's not pretend like there's something in this world that Frasley doesn't like. Okay, so like,
I mean, that's fair.
the Venn diagram on what a person likes and what Frasley likes is, there's going to be a lot of crossover
Yeah.
there. Okay, so you can't use that. But
Negus finally said something
most-
correct in chat. He's been going on and on about how Forsaken are the perfect race this whole time, and I think that's
Oh my
weird. But now he's
gosh.
in here talking about how Vashir is the best Cataclysm zone. My man, coming in to support me in my hour of need.
Bashir,
true
that's
friend.
just wrong, Negus.
It's the only
incorrect.
map in the game that has seahorses in it. It's the only one. Count them.
Excuse me. The Dark Moon Fair has seahorses.
That's not like a. It's not like a place
Those
to
count.
go though. You go there for your carousel buff and then you leave again, right? And you're plus 5 to your skills.
And to fish up the mount.
Fishing is
And to
done
get
while
the
your raid
pets
leader
and
is
to
explaining
fly
the
through
boss
all
poll
the
for the 7th time.
things.
Listen, I'm just saying that seahorses exist outside of Bashir, and besides that, it's a water zone, so no.
I don't know.
And Deep Home was actually better
The
than
best.
Bashir.
I agree. That's
Home
one of my
was-
absolute favorite zones in the whole game. Is Deep Home.
Deep Home was nice because it felt like I was on the inside of a big geode, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'm
Totally.
It
that's
felt
nice,
cool.
And it had those ring platforms that no one ever visited at the very top. You could go up. And there
Yeah.
was like no reason to ever go there, but they were there, and that was kind of cool.
people's beef. I actually have a problem with that. People's beef about the water zones is because, am I too high? Am I too low? I can't find the thing. Oh, the map is in 2 dimensions, but I have to swim. What do I do? Deep Home was way more confusing to me because I'm
So,
running around
okay,
on a
here's the
platform. and
problem
I'm like,
with
how come
water
it's not
zones,
here?
okay?
It's 50 feet above my
It-
head on the next platform that I didn't
Or
realize it
in
was
a,
even
in a
up there.
cave. Or in a
Like,
cave
This
below
to
you,
me
yeah.
is really the problem with water zones, and I'm surprised that you don't feel the pain as a paladin. I would think you would feel the pain. Like, you got consecration, right? Only where is it? It's 3,000 feet below you, doing nothing.
I can hit
I've got
everybody
my-
everywhere.
I've got my rune of power.
Don't use my
I put
class
my rune
against
of
me.
power out. What happens? Nothing happens because it's 3,000 feet below me, and I got no buff. Like, my rune of power don't do me no good. I hate zones where my basic spells do nothing. Makes me sad.
I mean, I can't be held responsible for your choice in class, man. That's not on me.
I'm not holding you responsible. I'm holding water zones responsible.
No.
Water zones for their terrible mechanics and putting my rune of power
I don't know, man.
You
If your
know,
thing is supposed to be
100
all
feet
about
below
like,
my feet. It's supposed to empower me, but instead it just sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
oh man, I feel like if you're a mage and you're like summoning the water elementals and stuff, being in the water maybe could help. I don't know. If your class can't figure it out, that ain't my fault. Water levels are fine. What'd you do this week, Ash?
I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I'm picturing like
Pretty much all week.
a week solid of only
Yeah,
doing
no
that,
sleep.
the way you describe it.
Yeah,
Only
Yeah, not-
Mountain Dew.
And Cheetos. Stock's going up,
Listen,
I'm telling you.
way. I would
Guys,
die.
the
That would kill
chat
me.
room
That
tonight
sounds like
has
death.
just been weird. Have you been watching the chat room at all? It's just been like, I don't even know. I don't even think they're like listening to us or talking to us at all. They're just talking to themselves. I just look over and see Frasley going, "Urine is good for the soul." And then I just
I'm sure Draven
There-
said something about peeing in the pool, or Negus said something about, well, I mean, if you play undead, you don't have to pee and you don't have to breathe. It's perfect. Or however he talks. I don't know. I can't
well.
mimic his
I
accent.
mean, if you're undead and you can, like, and you're underwater, does like the water like flow between your bones and
Yes.
and the bits of flesh that are floating around? And what does that feel like for an undead, like to have like salt water just like kind of course through all the openings of your torn and perforated flesh?
They're all carterized.
Is it?
Cauterized, not carterized. Cauterized.
Is it all
They're
cauterized?
They just had houses
But
built
they're
for them.
still,
Isn't that
but you
nice?
can still feel though, right? Like you can still feel. So like you could like, if you grab some seaweed and just like kind of patch it up in your,
Yeah, you just shove it up in
entrails
there.
or something. Just shove it up in your entrails and kind of hold stuff together, right?
Yeah. They make a breathing apparatus out of a series of kelp, and that's it. You get there.
I might be coming around to this whole underwater.
Barf.
What?
Do me a favor.
Why?
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I got a dog to walk. I got things to do. I have to go to the bathroom. We're all talking about pee now in the chat room. Now I gotta go. It's up, and now the cat's here to play. That's fantastic. Ash has a kitty friend. Why don't we go ahead and wrap up with like some shout outs? Does that sound good? What do we got in shout outs this week? T's not here. Should read them.
Furry Tales. That's my shout out. My shout out goes to Furry Tales.
We don't have any Twitter mana buns today. And
We have no Twitter mana buns, although I did see something I thought we could read, maybe. The classic experience. There was a couple of tweets. What's the one piece of advice you'd give someone who's never experienced classic? And Alice Sunder says, experience classic. Read the quest, make friends, make memories, look around you. Wake up, Sal. Enjoy a sunset. You'll never see this for the first time ever again. Leveling is the game, not something to be gotten through as fast as possible. Raids will come later.
It's true.
It was on the Twitter. I thought it was good. I'm glad you woke up.
It's pretty good. I like it. I thought I saw a couple from the chat room. The one that I know that we saw come through was from Frasley, who shouts out to Winchester again, just for making him laugh. He likes having a chuckle, that Frasley. He also did one to Grand Negus for always being fun to talk with. I'm scrolling through chat, and I apologize. I wasn't grabbing them, and I'm pretty sure that's a T thing. So no one was grabbing them. Negus says shout out to Frasley on... Oh, come on, man. How you going to be this way? How you going to be this way? Shout out to Frasley on the loss of his leader. Man, I thought you were an undead, not a troll, you monster.
Shout out to Turarts in the terrible storm she must be in with zero internet.
I apologize, sincerely. I apologize if I missed your shout out. We kind of were we kind of weren't watching as clearly as we maybe should have been.
Our shout out expert isn't here.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
We love you anyway.
We got one out of Ash. Sal, did you have one for us today that I asked you in the middle of drinking?
I just said to Turarts, didn't I?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
We guys, we do have some slots available for the next month or so for raid leaders. I would love to hear from raid leaders who'd like to be on the show. If your raid team hasn't been repped in more than a year, let me know. You can come on. That said, we do have a few lined up, so that's pretty good too.
Awesome. I'd like to drop my shout out on Euro. He helped me grab Kanai's cube earlier this week, and I said that already in the show, but he deserves a shout out because he's a friend and he jumped in. I don't think Switch Diablo has a chat, so I leaned over to the computer and I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm looking for Kanai's cube," and it was a thing because we can't like chat with each other on Switch. It was a thing. That's how it happened. That's probably going to wrap it up for tonight, though, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music. You can find us on Twitter at @converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is at Summer_Sal. Ash is at Eshelon. And I am at a bonus level. Sal, when is the next episode?
The next episode is June 17th. Dorlin from Fallen Knights will be on the show. I'm really excited. This is the first time we've had Fallen Knights represented. So she seems super cool. She wants to come on. She wants to say hi, and she mentioned how the guild has been like good to her, and she wants to like give back to the guild and like let's go. So I'm very excited to be able to talk to her. And yeah, that'll be June 17th. That'll be in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to that conversation. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. In the meantime, it's time for goodbyes, y'all. For Turarts, she says bye. For Eshelon.
Meow.
For Sal.
Woof.
And for myself. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.
Cool.
Do you guys see artifacts and tearing on my video feed?
Yeah, I bet. I wasn't going to call you out on it, but yeah, there is some.
No, I see it too. I don't know what's making it do that.
It's not remarkable. I mean, it's not like a lot.
Yeah, it's not
but,
constant.
yeah.
It's every 10 or so seconds, some weird one or the other, either a screen tear or a green artifact.
Do you have two different Logitech C920s plugged into your computer? Because I'll tell you this, that freaks a computer out, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
they're not happy when that happens.
One. I think it's a C920 anyway.
Do you have cats?